Hello everyone, welcome to the Stalwart Initiative, and we're back for another look at Unearthed Arcana. This time we're taking a look at Mages of Strixhaven, the newest Unearthed Arcana released today, and this is going to be based on an upcoming book that has been released or spoiled, Curriculum of Chaos, I believe it's called, and it's going to be another D&D Magic the Gathering crossover book, and this is going to be going over a whole slew of subclasses that's going to be released, and it's a very unique take on how to go about these subclasses that are in accordance with that MTG crossover thing. So we're going to take a look at the initial information, go over the UA today, and then we're going to take a look at these first two subclasses, because this is 9 pages worth of subclass and goodness and some changes, and maybe some things that need a little tweaking or a little love. But we'll take a look at it. As always, Unearthed Arcana is playtest, so it's good for us to get feedback. And in fact, I've only really glanced over all of these once, so if I miss like an interaction or something in here, feel free to put it in the comments. I like learning from this as well as helping other people learn and generate some ideas. So feel free to put those in the comments below. Let's begin. So just right off the bat, Strixhaven is an upcoming Magic the Gathering setting that is like Hogwarts. It's like a school of magic, a school of mages, and this is going to go according to a lot of their houses, much like Harry Potter stuff. So the colleges of Strixhaven. And by the way, this is, just saying that the UAs are playtest material, like they always do. The power levels might need a little adjustment, but that's why our feedback is crucial. And doing the surveys and stuff afterwards is very helpful for us in the final product. First up here, we have the actual colleges of Strixhaven. The 5 subclasses in this document are designed for characters who dedicate themselves to one of the paths of magic practiced in Strixhaven. The University of Strixhaven is home to a wide variety of students and spellcasters, while individuals are welcome to pursue their magical studies in whichever way they please. Some choose to focus exclusively on the fundamentals of one of the university's 5 colleges. The 5 colleges are, first up, we have Lorehold College. It's dedicated to the pursuit of history by conversing with ancient spirits and understanding the whims of time itself. So very history and time oriented. Very nice. Next one is Prismari College, dedicated to the visual and performing arts and bolstered with the power of the elements. Kind of an elementalist type thing. You'll see here. We'll go through that one. Next is Quandrix College, dedicated to the study and manipulation of nature's core mathematic principles. This is, again, Final Fantasy vibes here. Not the orator, the mathematician type Final Fantasy Tactics. Oh man, love that kind of stuff. But yeah, some manipulating using like math and the very basics of the fundamentals of Magic 2 to kind of break stuff down with time stuff. And the Silvercoat College is dedicated to the magic of words, whether encouraging speeches that uplift allies or piercing wit that derides foes. And the last one is Winterbloom College, dedicated to the alchemy of life and death and harnessing the devastating energies of both. We're going to go through each of these colleges / subclasses, and the unique part about this is that these subclasses can be used for multiple classes. So you can have some of these can be used even between like a druid and a warlock, or a wizard, sorcerer, and bard. So this is a very new and unique way to go about doing subclasses. I'm very much welcoming this idea, even though some people might like the very your subclass is you identity kind of thing. I enjoy these kind of options. Let's just see how it pans out with toes to be stepped on and whatnot. So it explains how using these subclasses. I'm going to go over this in this video, but I'm not going to go over the big schloo in the next one. So here we go. Unlike regular subclasses, the options presented here are designed to be compatible with multiple classes. The classes that are compatible with each subclass option are specified in each subclass's entry. So it says it right there. We'll see. Choosing the subclass. When you choose a subclass for your character. All right. I'm going to put the link to the document in the description down below to save you and myself some time. I'm going to go over this, how these subclasses are structured. So you can, let's go down to the first one. Let's go down to Mage of Lorehold. So with the subclasses, you can use it for multiple classes, right? So right here, this can be used by a bard, a warlock, or a wizard when you are able to take that subclass. Now, that's great, but not all classes don't have the same subclass features, because it's based off of, if you look in the player's handbook, the features that you get with that class, it'll tell you in that chart when you get subclass features, right? At particular levels, depending on which class you are. This says that you will replace those subclass features at those levels. Now, since these aren't all at the same levels, they give prerequisites. So, like for Mage of Lorehold, that's Bard, Warlock, and Wizard. Well, Warlock gets their subclass at level 1. Bard gets theirs at level 3, and Wizard gets theirs at level 2. So this first thing right here, this Lorehold spells, level 1 Mage of Lorehold feature, level 1 plus. So you have to be, it's a prerequisite, you have to be at least level 1 to have this. Okay, well, which means that when you take this subclass, no matter what class you are, you'll get this right away, because all you have to do is be level 1 to get these features. Yay, cool. But when we move down to something like let's say right here, the 6th level, you have to be 6th level or higher. So if you would happen to get a class feature at level 7, because there's usually one around 6 or 7, if you happen to get a subclass feature at level 7, you wouldn't get this until you got to level 7. But everyone, you're eligible at 6th level. So once you meet that prerequisite with your class as far as level, then you're good to go. If that's confusing, yeah, I can go over this in detail in another video, but let's dive into the actual material, and we can come back to this. If you'd like to see a video on that kind of breakdown, because this might be a thing in the future, let me know. We'll go over it. So the Mage of Lorehold. This is for subclass for the Bard, Warlock, and Wizard. Mages of Lorehold are particularly concerned with the forces that underlie and drive history. Drawing inspiration from the scholars and adventurers of old, they manifest the arcane power of the past through ethereal dioramas and fantastical battle prowess. Lorehold mages are often found with a long-dead spirit summoned at their side. For whom better to learn ancient history from than one who has experienced it firsthand? Okay, maybe a comment there somewhere. Using this subclass, and all these are going to kind of function the same. This is going to come with each of these subclasses, but we'll go over it the first time. Upon selecting the Mage of Lorehold subclass, you gain 2 features, Lorehold Spells and Ancient Companion. In this subclass's features, any reference to your class refers to the class from which you gain the subclass. It basically, if you were already a Warlock, a Bard, or a Wizard, then that's, it refers to whatever you already are. And it's just kind of as I explained it with the levels, you have to have those prerequisites. If it is a bit confusing, read it over. If you have any questions, just go ahead and drop them in the comments. Let me know. I have a Discord. It's linked in there as well. Be more than happy to answer any questions you have about that for clarity. So here, for our first feature is Lorehold Spells. You learn the cantrip Sacred Flame, and the first level spell Comprehend Languages. You learn additional spells when you reach certain levels in this class, as shown on the Lorehold Spells table. Each of these spells count as a class spell for you, but it doesn't count against the number of spells you know. If you're a wizard, you can add these spells to your spellbook upon learning them without expending any gold, and prepare them as normal. That's very crucial. Letting you know as a wizard that you can have them in your spellbook and you don't have to pay for it. Very cool. The spell list is right here. 3rd level, Knock and Locate Object. 5th level, Speak with Dead, Spirit Guardians. 7th level, Arcane Eye, Stone Shape. 9th level, Destructive Wave, and Legend Lore. Okay, so a lot of this is kind of the cool, like, say, like, almost sagey kind of occult kind of stuff, and dealing with spirits and, forgotten knowledge, bringing it to the forefront. That's cool. I think it's a decent list. And Spirit Guardians, that's really cool to have as a wizard or warlock or bard. Very cool. Next up, also at first level, also at first level, prerequisite. So if you're a bard, you'll get this when you get to subclass at 3rd level, wizard at 2nd. Sorry, confusing. So you learn to call on the spirits of the ancient dead and house them temporarily in the remnants of old statues, so they may remain longer on this plane to bolster your studies and aid you in battle. Whenever you finish a short or long rest, you can call forth and bond with one such spirit, who comes to inhabit a medium, not like a seance type thing, inhabit a medium freestanding statue within 10 feet of you to serve as your ancient companion. See this creature's game statistics in the Ancient Companion stat block, which uses your proficiency bonus in several places. When you bond with your Ancient Companion, choose the type of spirit you bond with, healer, sage, or warrior. Your choice of spirit determines certain traits in its stat block. The statue determines the spirit's appearance. The Ancient Companion is friendly to you and your companions and obeys your commands. In combat, the companion shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action. That action can be on its stat block or some other action. If you're incapacitated, the companion can... Whoa, Adobe alert. The companion can take any action of its choice, not just dodge. As an action, you can touch the Ancient Companion and expend a spell slot of first level or higher. The Ancient Companion regains a number of hit points equal to 10 times the level of the spell slot expended. That's a decent amount. The companion perishes when it drops to 0 hit points, when you bond with a new Ancient Companion at the end of a short or long rest, or when you die. When the companion perishes, the spirit within returns to the plane of origin, and the statue becomes an inert object. So, already, and this is like the main feature here of this subclass, this Ancient Companion. I really like it. You're essentially giving yourself a gargoyle. It's only going to be one because it limits you in that, and that's very good that they limit you in that. And it lasts until you get rid of it or until it's killed. It lasts. So this, in my opinion, dare I say it, this is the Beastmaster I was waiting for. Just not a ranger. Sorry, ranger. Oh, just so sorry. This is really good. We'll take a look at the stat block here in a second, but the fact that you can heal it pretty readily, right? You're a full caster, so you have an abundance of spell slots, unless you're a warlock. Sorry, warlocks, but hey, you're recharged on short rest, so yay. This is cool, and you can change the type on short or long rest. It doesn't have to be long rest. This thing doesn't go away, which is very nice. So cool, it is an Ancient Companion. Now, the only gripe I have with this is that it's a medium-sized statue. So you pretty much have to have one of those readily available if you want to switch it. Or if yours dies, you have to have something to go to. What I'm going to put in the survey, I'd like to see this go the whole way down to tiny, right? You could have a pocket full. I know it kind of like makes it less... I have to go find a statue. But if you make it tiny or at least small, it can be something you can carry with you easier. Now, granted, you can have a bag of holding and shove your statue in there and keep it in there. But if you had small statues, why not have some small statues? Little pocket trinkets and stuff that you can imbue like this. That would be pretty cool. But just my opinion. I just would hate to my player's Ancient Companion dies in a dungeon, or worse yet, in somewhere that's definitely not going to have, definitely not going to have statues. Hey, you're out in the middle of the ocean. Oh, I have to put runes here so you can go get another statue. I just, like it easier for the players to be able to access the feature if they should so need to. But whatever. Okay, let's take a look at the stat block. So it's a medium construct, any alignment, 14 armor class. The armor class doesn't scale, which is interesting on here. A lot of them lately have been scaling with your proficiency bonus or with your level. This is not going to scale. Although if it is the warrior, it'll get an extra 2, which is nice. And the hit points do scale. Level with the class, that's nice. That's good scaling. And D8, okay. Speed 30. We're looking at the stats here. I'm not going to go through all this stuff. It does have skills plus proficiency bonus, and its proficiency bonus is yours. So that's nice. Which it states here, speaks and understands the language you speak, which is nice. Nice. Languages you speak. That's very nice. It's immune to poison. I'm liking the statue already, especially if you're a bard, right? Bards typically aren't the most offensive um, offensive capable, you can now have this this companion for you to help either tank for you or do offensive damage or heal. You'll see, it's pretty multifaceted. So its first feature is Ancient Fortitude. If damage reduces the companion to 0 hit points, it can make a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 5 plus the damage taken, unless the damage is from a critical hit. On a success, the companion drops to 1 hit point instead. So it is what is it? Relentless Endurance, I think is the. Yeah, I think it's the orc or the half orc ability, as well as boars. So it has a chance to not die. It looks like a small DC, but that's gonna outscale you pretty well, or outscale the companion pretty well, because as it starts to get higher level, face things that do more damage, that DC is gonna go up pretty quick. But in lower levels, yeah, I can see this thing lasting pretty well with that ability. And there's no limit to this, and it can't do so again until a long rest or until dawn or whatever. At least there's no limit yet. So very cool. And if it's a sage, if you pick the sage statue, the sage companion, you get Sage's Counsel. While within 15 feet of the companion, you and your allies gain a +2 bonus to intelligence and wisdom checks. That's cool. You're talking everything from investigation, insight. Very cool. Very cool. And so that's the sage's bonus, right? It's also basically the same thing, but each type is going to have certain bonuses. So sage gives that bonus like an aura. The warrior gets a +2 to AC. And let's go down here. And the healer looks like they get an extra action. So, Spirit Strike. This is their attack. Right? And it is 5 foot reach, melee weapon attack, and 1d8 +2 plus your proficiency bonus, force damage. Not bad. Not bad. Just a basic melee damage. It is force damage, which is nice. Very cool. And so it's not going to be doing a ton of damage. It only has 1 attack. But that's okay, because it's a whole nother being for you to help you do stuff. Now the healer gets Healer's Light. The companion chooses a creature can see within 15 feet of it and flares with Invigorating Light. The creature gains 1d8 plus your proficiency bonus, temporary hit points. This is good. One, it's not healing. As we've learned from the Spirit Bard, we fixed the whole let's not do an infinite healing loop, because this thing could just stand around and do it outside of combat. Since temp hit points don't stack, yay, you can have full temp hit points going into combat, as it just hangs around. The little healer statue just going around healing people, preparing them. So that's cool. And that is pretty powerful. I mean, for real, you could have them spam it outside of combat, make sure you get max. As a DM, okay. If a certain amount of time passed, it's just able to max temp hit point people, because it can just keep doing it until it hits max. It's just how it is. So the reaction, the warrior not only got +2 AC, it also gets a reaction, Warrior's Protection. When a creature within 5 feet of the companion makes a strength or dexterity saving throw, the companion imposes itself between the creature and the danger. The creature can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the saving throw. Okay, cool. It's giving it bless. So you can have the warrior jump in front of it, try to help block or mitigate some of whatever's getting ready to happen, or push them out of the way, and give them a chance, essentially a bless, which can stack with bless because it's not the same d4. Very cool. Very cool. And we're going to see a lot of this d4, d6 added on to stuff. It's okay. I like it. It was a lot more alluring when it was a newer thing, but now, as you'll see in this document, there's quite a bit of it going on. So at 6th level, we get Lessons of the Past, starting at 6th level. Keep an eye on your classes to know what level you're, either 6th level or higher, what level you would gain this. Through your studies, you learn how to better listen and take to heart the teachings of history. When you bond with your ancient companion, you gain the following benefits depending on the type of spirit you choose. So if you chose the healer, your hit point maximum increases by an amount equal to your level in this class, and you gain the same number of hit points. I guess that means when you choose it. Okay, so right when you choose it, it heals you. I'm assuming that's what it means when it says you gain the same amount. Where are we at here? When you regain hit points from a spell, you gain an additional 1d8 hit points. So this is really cool. Not only is your hit point max going to scale really well, so as you level up, the higher you level up, the more this is just the more levels you put into it, the higher this is going to boost you to a maximum of 20. So you can have potentially 20 extra hit points. And if you're something like a D6 hit point character, like a wizard, this is going to be crucial for you, right? This is 20 extra hit points for a wizard is a lot, especially if you're rolling. And if you're rolling for hit points as a wizard, yikes, you are brave, braver than I. The only thing here is that typically the bard is the only one going to be able to take full advantage of the healer perk. This is great whenever you regain, whenever you're healed, right? Whenever you regain hit points from a spell. And out of these three, the base bard is the only one, unless when they added that revamped patch of spells, the expanded spell list from Tasha's, unless that's on there. I don't think Warlock got any of them. So the Bard's the only one who can self-heal and take this D8 benefit, but this is from any other class. So if you have a healer, or if you have someone who can just minor heal, right? Healing Word, if you have a druid or a ranger or somebody who can just healing Word, you're getting an extra D8 out of every one of those. Pretty nice. So next up is this Sage. You have advantage on ability checks using the Arcana, History, Nature, and Religion skills. Additionally, once per turn, when you deal damage to a creature with a spell of first level or higher, you can deal an additional 1d8 force damage to that creature. So this is a nice option, and it's weird that Sage is the one getting extra damage here. Although, okay, I see Warrior's gonna get some too. But this is great. This is great. So you have advantage on skill checks. So that's the history part, the Sagey part, and then you deal additional force damage. Not sure why, but I like it. I like it. That's good. That's good. Don't take it away, please. You deal additional force damage with spells. So, very cool. Now, they're not going to be cantrips, but level 1 spells are higher. Next up, we have Warrior. If you use your action to cast a cantrip, you can make one weapon attack as part of that action. If the weapon attack hits, the target takes an additional 1d8 radiant damage. So with, like, Green Flame Blade and Booming Blade, I think that stacks, because the cantrip has you make an attack as part of the cantrip, and this allows you can make one attack as part of that action. It doesn't say only one, right? So it sounds like it's giving you an additional one. I'll have to get clarification on that, but yeah, I think that gives you an extra attack. So wow, that's kind of what's it? Yeah, okay, like a Blade Singer type thing where it's giving you an extra attack and allowing you to do the can. I like that. Okay, and it does an extra D8 radiant damage. This is cool. This is very cool. Now you got to be careful because you are a wizard. Was it Wizard Bard Warlock? Right? Wizard Bard or Warlock. So you're not the hardiest to be getting in there and woo, I can make attacks and cantrips. I'm in. You gotta be able to skedaddle out of there pretty quick, because you're not rocking heavy armor or anything like that. Or who knows? Maybe you rolled well and you have a high dex. But yeah, that's good. Extra damage and extra attack. Oh, that's really good. These are all good options. I really like this. Very cool. When you bond with a new ancient companion of a different type, you immediately lose the benefits of your previous companion and gain the benefits of the new companion's type. Makes sense? This is good. Very good. A good way to balance it. Like, you can't transfer things over. It limits you to one at a time. It allows you to have it all the time, and that's so important. Like with these companions, a lot of times when you're summoning the spirits, like we just got all these new spirit summons and all this stuff, nothing lasts, right? Except for the Beastmaster, nothing, I should say nothing, most things don't normally last. This lasts, and that means a lot. It means so much. Let's go on to check the 10th level ability, War Echoes. By pulling the magic of the past, pulling the magic of the past, you can cause your opponent's old wounds to resonate anew. Once per turn, when a creature you can see hits a target with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to force the target to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failure, the target becomes vulnerable to one of the damage types dealt by the attack. This vulnerability lasts until the end of the target's next turn and affects the damage dealt by the triggering attack. You can use reaction in this way a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Woo! All right. This one's good. I think there's some limiting factors here that make it not like if it was just straight up vulnerability to everything, that would be OP, too OP. But so it's you have to use your reaction. It has to make the save, so it gets an additional save, which is nice. It doesn't automatically do it. And it can be an attack roll, which is very nice. So it doesn't have to be a spell attack. It doesn't have to be a melee attack, or it doesn't have to be martial attack. Okay, on a failure, yeah. So the target becomes vulnerable to one of the damage types dealt by the attack. So this could be if someone hits it with fire damage, someone hits it with piercing, with slashing, whatever the damage type is. Or if it's multiple types out of the same attack, right? Someone uses a poison blade. Well, you can pick poison, or you can pick slashing, or whatever the blade was. Cool. This is very cool. You could actually do some pretty cool coordinating with your team, right? If you see someone leading on damage types, you can coordinate so that everybody uses the same kind or tries to use. Maybe not everybody, but a certain group of your party uses the same type to take advantage of this, because vulnerability is brutal, right? That's double damage, including the attack that you're using this on. So very cool, very cool. It is powerful, though they limit you with, they get a saving throw, right? Reaction to the blah, blah, blah. Yep. They get a wisdom save. It's only one type of damage. It's not all damage. It's only one type of damage. It's only till the end of the target's turn, right? So that doesn't even mean a whole round. If that person goes next, right, in the turn order, if that creature or whatever baddie goes next in the turn order, then it means it only lasts from your turn to the end of their turn. That's not real long. Nobody else will get a benefit out of it but you. So it kind of depends on where you're at in initiative order on how long it lasts. But I think it's still very effective, even if it's for that one instance. It's very good. Very cool. And proficiency times per long rest. I can get behind that. That's cool. It seemed like, looking at it, reading over the first time, it seemed pretty powerful. But there's some limiting factors there that I think are nice to balance it. So at 14th level, you get History's Whims. Through steeping yourself in the chaotic whims of history, you learn how to briefly channel the wild nature of time itself. As a bonus action, you can enter a state of chronal chaos. Cool. I haven't seen that word forever. Chronal chaos. When you enter this state, and at the start of each of your subsequent turns while in this state, you gain one of the following benefits of your choice. So this is of your choice. You receive brief flash. This is luck. If you choose luck, you receive brief flashes of the future, steeling yourself against oncoming assaults. Whenever you make a saving throw against an effect that deals damage, you can roll a d6 and add the number rolled to the total. Oh, okay. So that's not just bless. That's super bless, or inspiration type kind of stuff. Cool. Add a d6. Resistance. You rewind time, knitting together injuries as they occur. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Very nice if you know that your battle's going to encompass just those types of damages. That's very cool. Very cool to go with. And swiftness. Time stutters. Slowing others but hurling you forward. Your movement speed increases by 15 feet, and you do not provoke opportunities of attack. Wonderful for just weaving in and out of combat. More so probably for you to create some distance. For these classes, you typically don't want to be anything closer than like a mid-range combatant. The benefit lasts until the start of your next turn. You cannot choose the same benefit 2 rounds in a row. All right, that's okay, but that's like tracking that, right? It's a lot of tracking to do here. The state lasts for 1 minute and ends early if you're incapacitated. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish the long rest, unless you expend a spell slot of 4th level or higher to use it. Oh, thank you for the... sorry, Mike. Thank you for the return of using spell slots to regain additional uses of features. I like this. This has kind of replaced you get one free. It used to be like the old 5e stuff. You would get 1 per long rest or 1 per short rest or whatever, and that's it. That's it. Because they want to make something powerful enough that you only get it that much. But giving you this option, even if it's 4th level spell slots, allowing you to have the option to pump it more. I like it. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's our first subclass. Whew, finally. So now let's finish up with our second subclass, the Mages of Prismari, if I'm pronouncing that right. So this is Druid, Sorcerer, and Wizard subclass. Very cool. I'm liking to see the Druid love here. So mages of Prismari use surges of elemental energy to express who they are and how they see the world. To them, magic and motion are one and the same. Both are exhibitions of raw creativity through which masterpieces are made. In their pursuit of the arts, some Prismari mages focus on perfecting the fine details of their technique, while others prefer to unleash their wild creative visions and dazzling spectacles of elemental power. Cool. So, crazy elemental kids getting here. Yeah, cool. So this is another using the subclass kind of thing. You can read over it again if you'd like. Same deal. So first feature at starting at level 1 as creative skills. You gain proficiency in 2 skills: acrobatics, athletics, nature, or performance. Very cool, especially if you're speedy, you're eccentric, you're, naturey. Okay, makes sense. The other one is kinetic artistry. You can dash as a bonus action. I like that. Just straight up, simple phrase. You get part of cunning action right here. You just get the dash as a bonus action all the time. When you take this bonus action, choose one of the following additional effects. Boreal Sweep. Icy water swirls around you. Till the end of your turn, you can move across the surface of water as if it were harmless solid ground. Additionally, when you leave a space within 5 feet of a creature, you can force that creature to make a strength saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, the creature is knocked prone. A creature can be affected by the water only once each turn. I think the wording on that could be changed a little bit. When you leave, what's it say? When you move across, when you leave a space within 5 feet of a creature, that can be interpreted as you can just weave around people, and every time you do, you can knock one prone. Maybe that's how they interpreted it. At level 1, I would assume that it's like when you move for the first time after dashing, or your first 5 feet rather. That's my interpretation, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is just everywhere you go, people just have to make this save the whole way around the battlefield. I mean, you do have to go in and out of their opportunity attack range, so there's a caveat there, I guess, is understandable. Scorching Whirl. Flames wreath your steps. Sounds just like the Flamey step one from the Draconic options. I don't remember what it's called. Scorching something, fire something, flaming something. You know, the fire element stuff. Flames wreath your steps. Once before the end of your turn, you can force each creature within 5 feet of you to make a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failure, a creature takes fire damage equal to 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier. Oh, okay. So this is once before the end of your turn. Okay, so this is... Okay, you can do this at any time. It is strictly damage. And it's a poof. Nope, it's a poof. 5-foot poof of damage. Okay, that's nice. That's good. Look, hey man, you're doing this while you're getting this free awesome bonus action dash. I'm loving it. Having bonus actions that don't require you to use a spell as a full caster, I love it. Cool, I'll take it. The last one is Thunderlight Jaunt. You take on a nimble lightning form. Until the end of your turn, you can move through the space of other creatures, and you do not provoke opportunity attacks. Oh, this one, okay. If you end your turn inside a creature's space, you are pushed into the nearest unoccupied space. You can use a bonus action in this way a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Cool, so it's kind of lets you turn into lightning and move through people, but not hurting them. But that's okay because you are not getting opportunity attacks, which is sweet. Sweet. I like it. Cool. You can use this bonus action in a number of ways, or a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. I thought it was unlimited. I should have known better. I skimmed over this part the first time I read this. And you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. That makes more sense. This seems a lot less overpowered. But you know what? I was hoping for that awesome bonus action. That's okay. You can use it a few times. No problem. I'm not hurt. Really, I'm not. So the next one is Favored Medium. You have to be 6th level to get this. You have honed your forms of elemental expression to best suit your ideas. Choose one of the following damage types: cold, fire, or lightning. You gain resistance to that damage type. Additionally, when you cast a spell using a spell slot that deals the chosen damage type, you emit a spectacular? Yeah, there we go. I don't know why that's looking weird to me. Spectacular aura of artistry, which extends 5 feet from you in every direction. but not through total cover. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, and lasts until the end of your next turn. While the aura is active, each creature of your choice has resistance to your chosen damage type while within the aura, as you shape your favored elemental medium around them. You can change your choice of damage type whenever you finish long rest. Okay. It's great that you gain the resistance. That's great. As far as this aura, when you cast a spell using that type, okay, as far as the aura, that's lackluster. 5 feet, which means if you want to give this aura to someone, they have to be right up against you. When you cast a spell, I think that should be bigger. That should at least be 10 feet. The paladins everywhere are laughing right now. They're laughing at you, and you don't want that. You don't want it. We need a respectable aura here. I would say 10 feet. That should be, that could use boosted. Resistance to one type that you choose every long rest. Yeah, every long rest. I like this. I think it just needs buffed. That needs a little love right there. Okay, 10th level, Focused Expression. Honing your talents, you skillfully infuse your motions with even more potent expressions of elemental might. Once per turn, when you deal damage to at least one target, you gain an additional effect determined by the damage type chosen for your favored medium feature. Okay, the one we're going to buff, remember? That one. So the first one is Cold. One of the targets of your choice takes an additional 1d6 cold damage and must make a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, the target's speed is reduced by 10 feet until the end of its next turn, as ice mires it. A target can be affected by the ice only once per round. That's odd. That would Ray of Frost, I think. That would stack on Ray of Frost. Oh, that is a brutal movement penalty. Very cool. We're gonna have to come back to this because I see something that might be an issue. Okay, so the fire one of the targets of your choice takes an additional 1d6 fire damage. Fortifying flames, then dance around one creature of your choice within 30 feet of you. The chosen creature gains temporary 1d6 temporary hit points. Oh, okay, that's weird. So fire to heal or bolster, and fire to damage. Cool, but that's cool. I like that. That's almost like the Phoenix Flames type deal. Okay, never mind. I'll do this and then we'll go back to that. So lightning. One of the targets of your choice takes an additional 1d6 lightning damage and must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the target is unable to take reactions. Okay, so cool. Like the cool. Reactions till the end of its next turn as residual lightning shocks from it. Okay, so like Shocking Grasp, the lightning effect, taking their reactions away. Very cool. So then that can eliminate them from having opportunity attacks and other reaction stuff that would suck for you. So, okay, one thing I'm noticing here is that these affect AoE, right? So, once per turn, when you deal damage to at least one target, you gain an additional effect determined. One of the targets of your choice takes an additional. Okay. All right. That's not too bad. Okay. I was, it's only picking one, but think of it this way. You cast a fireball or whatever it is. They pass their save, or better yet, something that has additional besides damage being dealt. They pass their save, right? Some kind of cold spell, whatever, and they pass their save. You still get to trigger this automatically. They're going to take this additional damage automatically. They don't get to save. They do get to save for these additional effects, right? For the lightning's effect and for the cold effect, they get to save so they don't have these additional effects, but they're going to take the damage automatically from all three of these. On top of passing and taking half damage from all these spells that typically if you is first level or higher, it's not save or suck, they'll at least take half damage. So, okay, that's okay. It's only one of them, so it's not a big deal. At first I thought maybe it was all of them. That would be crazy. That's too much. But one of them, okay, fair enough. Just automatic stuff tends to catch my eye when it's automatic damage and not like they don't get, but whatever, they failed. Heck with them anyway. So our last one is Impeccable Physicality. Your relentless dedication and training have instilled an outstanding sense of precision and grace in your art. You gain proficiency in dexterity saving throws if you don't already have it. Additionally, when you make a dexterity saving throw, you can treat a rolling a d20 of 9 or lower as a 10. As a capstone, as a feature, this is good. I like this. This is good. As a capstone, it's okay. It's okay. It's just dexterity. Feels like strength and dexterity, maybe a little better, but it's just dexterity. I get it that that's really good, but it's very situational, and it's your capstone. Okay. So there's our first two mages, our first two subclasses, as well as a look at what's going on with this Unearthed Arcana. I'm going to release the other three here. Another long-winded video coming. And let me know what you think. This is a very... I can see this being very divisive. I really like the first one, the Mage of Lorehold. The second one, I didn't care so much for. Right? It seemed like an elementalist, like a speedy... a lot of mobility, and you're doing things. You're adding little elemental things, but I don't know. It just wasn't... It's not for me. Some people might like it. I like the elemental part of it. It just seemed like you're just using the three elements. You're throwing in a new formula. You're adding damage. You're adding an effect that we all know. That's all, coming with a history. Yeah, just it didn't seem very... It didn't pop out to me. It didn't speak to me. But the Lorehold definitely did. I'm looking forward to it. I'd love to play that sometime. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to shut this down because this is long already. Thank you so much for joining me. The rest of the subclasses are coming up. So subscribe, all that jazz. Stay tuned. And yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, have a good one. And as always, unity is strength. So take care of each other. Stay safe. And I'll see you again real soon.